What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. The Premier League is finally back, and tomorrow, Arsenal taking on Wolves in the opening game of the season. And I've got to be honest, I am absolutely buzzing for the start of the season. I can't wait to get started. Can't wait to get back to the Emirates to watch Arsenal. But yeah, the Premier League is back, and yeah, hopefully this season is the season that we can go on and do great things, whether it be win the Premier League, um, compete in the Champions League, hopefully have some good cup runs, maybe win a domestic cup. Listen, we'll have to wait and see. But this is where all the excitement starts again, and I think for me, I enjoy this time of the season because nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody can go off of what happened last season, and we had a pretty decent finish last season, bar that Villa game. But this season, we get to wipe the slate clean, get to start over again. We can put transfer business aside for at least the weekend. We can concentrate on purely football basis. Look, I'm a big fan of the transfer market, but I also hate it because so many rumors fly around, so many shit gets put out on social media, and it's really all about the football, isn't it? Let's be honest. I couldn't care less about transfers. There's a time and a place for them. Obviously, we know what we need to do. We need to get another forward in. We need to get another midfielder in. But listen, let's just focus on the football for the weekend, which is why we're all here, which is why we're all football fans. We're not transfer fans. We're just football fans at the end of the day. And look, this season's going to be very interesting. I think from my point of view, this is the season where Arteta has to deliver. He has to deliver a trophy. He has to deliver a piece of silverware, whether that be FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, or Premier League. He's got to deliver. We're at that stage now where the project or the process, if you want to call it that, we're reaching the final stages. The team that Arteta has is pretty much, bar a few players, his team. So, in my opinion, there's no more excuses, no more room for error. It literally is make or break this season. So Arteta's got to deliver. He's got to get us over the line because we can't keep going through this same scenario of being the nearly team. We have to start delivering on the pitch. And I think Arteta knows that. And I think the board know that as well. So look, it's very exciting, very interesting. But yeah, I think this is the season where Arteta has got to deliver. And we've got tough games. We've got Wolves coming up. Then we're away at Aston Villa. We need to right that wrong, home and away. Then we've got Brighton, Manchester City, and Spurs. It might be the other way around. I think we play Spurs before Man City. But irrespective of that, we've got some difficult fixtures. And I think tomorrow, if we can get up and running against Wolves, that'll set us up nicely for those difficult fixtures. And let's be honest, even Brighton as well, that's going to be a difficult fixture. They always cause us problems. So yeah, we've got a tough run in. I'm still trying to decide whether it's better to have all these fixtures at the start of the campaign rather than have these fixtures scattered. Some will say that maybe having these fixtures now gets them out of the way, but you got to play everyone twice, home and away. So look, if you're going to win the Premier League or going to win the Champions League or going to compete at the highest level, you have to face top teams and you have to beat top teams and you have to be consistent with. So look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But listen, let's focus on tomorrow's game. Let's get the 3 points. Let's have a good performance, and let's see where we go from there. All right, guys, I'm going to get into my predicted 11 for this game. Let's start with the goalkeeper, David Raya. I think it's pretty straightforward. Arteta's not going to go with Aaron Ramsdale. He's going to pick David Raya. Pretty straightforward decision. Right back is going to be Ben White. I think Jurrien Timber is available. Sorry, I don't think he'll be picked. He's definitely available, but I don't think Arteta will risk him. You know, he's just come back from a long injury. I think Jurrien Timber will sit this one out on the bench and maybe come on as a substitute. The central pairing in defence, Saliba and Gabriel, pretty straightforward. Can't see Arteta making any changes there. I think it's interesting because I looked at this game expecting us to have a few missing players after the Euros, but hasn't worked out like that, has it, guys? Really, you know, these players have come back, they've had a rest, and yeah, I can't see Arteta not playing these two. You know, Saliba has been outstanding for us since he's come back from his initial loan spell a couple of years ago. Since he's come back, he seems to have put whatever difficulties he had at the start of his Arsenal career behind him, and now he's just he's part of the furniture. And I think the worrying thing for me as well about Saliba is that because he had such a good Euros, he's getting noticed on an international level, which is you know, when that happens and you've got a player of Saliba's caliber, you always worry about teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, who have got infinite amounts of wealth. You always worry about them coming in and trying to tap him up or steal him. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what happens when you've got good players. And that just shows how far we've come as a club. Gabriel, I think Gabriel's going to have a big season. I think he's crucial. Him and Saliba have got that brilliant partnership. And, you know, last season, Gabriel had a bit of a difficult start to the season. You know, he was rumored to go to Saudi Arabia, but then, you know, he seems to have put that behind him. Arteta seems to have got him back on track. And, yeah, I'm expecting a big season from Gabriel. Left back, it's going to be interesting to see what Arteta does here. Is he going to go with Zinchenko? Is he going to go with Calafiori? This is a difficult one for me. I'm going to go with Calafiori. I think that he'll start Calafiori. The problem with Zinchenko is he's a brilliant player, but he's not that great defensively. And you know, we saw last season at the end of the game with Aston Villa, he really struggled in that game, and actually, you could argue that cost us the league. So yeah, I think he'll go with Calafiori. He's brought him for a reason. I think Zinni will be on the bench. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I'm going with Calafiori. Into the midfield, let's start with the number 6 position. I think Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is going to be playing. I'm expecting a big season from Thomas Partey as well. Listen, he always struggles with injury, so if he can stay fit, then we've got a good chance. And I know there have been a few question marks over Thomas Partey's all-round performance. Is he on the decline? We know that his fitness is a massive issue, but I would still play him because on his day, he's probably one of the best midfielders in football right now. So yeah, I'm going to go with Thomas Partey, hoping he stays fit, hoping he can have a good run throughout the season, and hoping that we can keep him fit for as long as we can. The forward players in midfield, Declan Rice, he's going to play Declan Rice, you know, in that number 8 position. I think, yeah, listen, Declan Rice. What? Don't really need to say anymore. It's pretty straightforward decision, and Arteta's going to go with Declan Rice, and that's who I would pick as well. So, Martin Odegaard also gets in that midfield. Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. I think you haven't really, on their day, you haven't really got a better midfield than that. Some people would argue that Man City's Rodri is probably a better midfielder than those three. But listen, I'd always back Declan Rice over Rodri. It's the age-old debate, and who's the better defender, Declan Rice or Rodri, or Declan Rice or Rodri or Partey? And I'd always back Partey. I think the reason why Rodri gets so much praise is because he's in a well-oiled Man City side. But listen, maybe I'm biased because I'm an Arsenal fan. But yeah, I would always go with Partey over Rodri. There's no real debate there. Same with Declan Rice. Anyway, I slightly went off a bit track. But yeah, Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Odegaard, I think I'm expecting a big season from, because he didn't really have the greatest of seasons last season. I'd like him to try and get into double figures again with goals and assists. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of Odegaard we get this season. He's had a long rest. He hasn't had the Euros to contend with. He hasn't had international football. So yeah, I'm expecting a big season from Odegaard. Okay, let's go to the front line. Bukayo Saka, obviously straightforward. I do worry a little bit because Saka's not really had much of a rest, but knowing Saka and knowing the kind of player he is, he'll want to play, and I think Arteta will play him. So yeah, pretty straightforward decision. Left wing. Oh, this is interesting. Now, do you play Martinelli? Do you play Trossard? Do you play Jesus? I don't think he'll play Jesus. I think Jesus will be back up to Kai Havertz. Again, I think he'll probably go with Martinelli, although I would probably make an argument for Trossard. But yeah, I think if I'm going on what I would pick, I'd pick Trossard. But if I'm going what Mikel Arteta are probably going to pick, he's probably going to pick Martinelli. So I think Martinelli gets in there. And then the forward, Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz in that number 9, false 9 position is going to be leading the front line. And yeah, I'm expecting a big season from Kai Havertz. He's had his adaptation period from Chelsea to Arsenal. He's really settled in. So yeah, I'm expecting Kai Havertz to get double figures this season as well. Be great if he can get 20 plus goals. That'd be brilliant if we can get that from Kai Havertz. So yeah, expecting a really big season from Kai Havertz. So there you go, guys. That is my starting 11. Let me know what your starting 11 is in the starting lineup in the comment section, and let me know your thoughts on the game tomorrow. Can we get the 3 points? I think we can get our season off to a flyer, and then we go into that tough run of fixtures: Villa, Brighton, Spurs, and City. So yeah, we have to wait and see what happens. Well, that's it, guys. Do remember to smash a like on this video. Do remember to subscribe. I'll be back with a review. That'll be dropping on Sunday, so do look out for that. And I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Gunners.